Good afternoon, everybody, or morning, or whenever you prefer when you will be doing this session. Any time of day is a great day to stretch. My name is Philomena, and I want to welcome you. Before we get going, it is advised that you or any of your family members that may be joining you in this session. It is always considered best to consult a physician before starting any exercise program, especially if you have any medical conditions and or if you're pregnant. If you feel any dizziness or feel faint during this class, please stop immediately. We're not able to assume any liability for any accidents or injuries. So please be very careful and take stretches within your range of motion, your limitations and or any injuries that you have. Now we're going to do some traditional stretches in the seated and lying position. So I'm going to ask you to come on down to the ground here. And just extend the legs. It might be a little bit hard to extend the legs right off the bat, but if you cannot and sit straight, you could always prop yourself up on a prop. And in yoga, we use blocks, but I will say you're at home, so use books, anything you have, even a stiffer pillow, and it somewhat lifts you up a bit. Especially if you have tight hamstrings or lower back issues. So from here, we're just going to take a deep breath in as you lift those arms up. And we're going to take it to a forward bend forward and pressing through the balls, the heels rather, bringing the toes towards your knee and staying in a forward bend position, nice and relaxed. If you can't reach the toes, no problem. Place your hands on your shins or on the floor. Just breathing nice and relaxed, deeply. And release up. All right, let's roll the shoulders back a couple of times. Take a deep breath in, lift those arms up again. This time, bring them behind your back, roll the shoulders back, and lift the chest up. And hold here as you look forward. And if this is uncomfortable, you can certainly bend your knees and makes it a little bit easier. All right? So sitting nice and tall. And then come forward. You won't go as far as you did before. Just do whatever you can. If this is uncomfortable, you can certainly place your hands back onto the sides. And then release it up as you inhale. From here, relax your hands, place them by the side, and rotate your head over to one side. Inhale, breath over to the other side. Do that again. Take it forward. From here, head tilt over to one side, keeping the shoulders back, lifting the chest. Inhale here, other side. Release up to vertical. Take a deep breath in. Let's do the forward bend once more. Elongate as you lengthen the spine. Exhale, folding deeper into the hip joint. Try not to round. So if you can't reach and you're doing this, don't. Flat back, but stay up a bit. This is far better than promoting rounded kyphotic upper back. Relax and breathe here. Right hand to the outside of the leg or the foot. Place the other hand on the floor and gently rotate to one side. If you feel that you can't keep your legs straight, bend them a little bit, one or both. Inhale, exhale, come directly forward. Relax and breathe. Inhale, take your left hand to your right foot or the outside of your lower leg, and then gently, gently pull yourself down with a little bit of rotation in the spine. And release. Inhale here and bring it back to the fold. Forward. And release and roll it up. Okay, from there, I want you to take your hand and just round through, grabbing onto the backs, the shoulder blades apart. Take a look at what arm is up. Now move that one down and grab again. Ready to take the arms out. Stretch and look up. And release. Take one leg, place the sole of the foot or shoe right against the inner knee or higher up. It depends on your limits into your knee. Lengthen up and bend forward. And breathe here. Taking this into a hurdler stretch. Sit up. Let's switch over to the other side. Again, lengthen up on the inhale, exhale, and forward. And release it up. All right, let's switch legs again. Back into that hurdler stretch. You could take it forward, or you could hold on to the outside of the foot or the leg, and you're going to add that rotation here that we did before. Only when but we had both legs forward. Now we're doing it in a hurdler stretch position. Release it up. Okay, let's switch legs. Inhale, exhale, pull forward, and then aim for the outside of the leg, the lower leg, or the foot. Place the other hand on the ground and rotate a little bit. And release it. All right, from there, I'm going to turn so that my body's the length of the mat, and I'm going to bring it all the way down. Okay, from here, I'm going to take one knee in, and I'm going to extend up. I'm keeping the other leg bent. I'm just going to hold here. Toes come down towards your chest. This is your lying hamstring stretch. We do this a lot in our classes. In fact, we do it every single time. And cross the leg and lift. These are your basic traditional stretches right here. Sit down. All right, let's bring the other knee into the chest. And then straighten it up. I'm keeping the other leg bent. And normally that is how I would do it in a class as well. And that would be at the end of the class. Let's take that leg, bend it, cross it, and then lift up. Keeping the shoulders down. If you can't reach, hold on to a towel, a strap, a tie, anything. Place it around the leg and pull at it or on it. And release here. I would ask you to come onto your side. And this one I will be doing it on side lying, propped up on my elbow. Grab hold just above the ankle. This is your traditional lying hip flexor stretch. If you're totally adverse to it in a lying position, you could do it standing. I really like to focus on the lying right here, staying all the way up. If you can, and you find yourself slouching, then lie all the way down on your side. Okay, from there, we're going to take that leg. I'm going to take it up, foot with your toes down. So if you're standing, you're going to have to come back down on this one. Let's take it on to the other side. Up over. And this is your hip flexor stretch. Grab hold of the lower leg. Lengthen, contract your abdominals. Stay nice and upright here. Roll the top shoulder back. The knee is the same height as your hip joint. Release it there. I'm going to take that leg all the way up, stretching it. Do as much as you can. If you can't keep the leg straight, that's fine. And release it here. All right, from here, we're going to come down into a seated position, second wide, and you have your toes right on up, your knee aligned to your second toe. You're here. And if you need to do this with your hands on the floor, do so, one or both. From here, we're going to bend over to the side. So you can place your hand behind, it's easier. On top, it's a little harder. And then inside is harder yet. So just hold it here as you stretch over. Getting a great inner thigh stretch as well as a side body stretch. And then release it up. Take those arms back out. Contract your abdominals. Reach towards the opposite side. Place your hand where you feel comfortable. And then reach up over. Try to keep the chest facing forward. And take it up. From there, take your arms up, stretch. From here, you can keep your hands up, or if you need support, place them on. And you're going to come forward. Once you're down, your arms are contracted, your abs are contracted, you could reach out. You can with a flat back. So if you're rounding to reach, come up a little bit, draw the shoulders back, and this is where you'll stay. This is much, much better for you than rounding through. You're not stretching the inner thigh as much, okay? Not exposing down into the sits bones, and you're certainly rounding your spine, so you're really not getting the depth in hip flexion here either. So you're trying to get lower by rounding, rather lower than opening up into the hip joint and stretching out. Release it, walk yourself up, or over time you'll get stronger. You're going to turn, and you're going to take your chest to the thigh. You could hold on to the floor, the leg, or the foot. One thing I ask is not for you to lift those shoulders up. Keep them down. Up. Rotate forward, over to the other side. Inhale, breath. Always use the breath to help you pull forward. Lift up, and walk it back as well. And then shimmy in, bend the knees. Come and bring the soles of the feet together. Again, with a flat back. Your hips should be a little bit more open at this point. Use your elbows to lower down and bend forward. And release. All right, from there, I'm going to ask you to bring your legs over to one side. Come on to all fours. Tuck your toes underneath you. Transfer your weight onto your feet and slowly uncurl up, vertebrae by vertebrae, letting the arms hang. Let gravity do its thing, pulling them down. Pull in your abdominals. Roll the shoulders once you're in standing. Take a deep breath in. Lift those arms all the way up. Stretching it up. Bring the hands together and down in front of your heart. And that is your stretch, doing traditional stretches from the seated position as well as some lying position. So I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you next time. Bye now and take care.